So I just got my secondary bottle jack here. So one here, one over here. I had to cut some shims so that I have something for when I do actually get this to start coming up. So you can see I've already shimmed a little bit underneath. By my math, it's going to be about 3.5 inches to get it level, which is quite a bit. So I might just do like an inch or two at a time. But I'm going to cut a few more shims so I have something to stick under there as it comes up. And then I'll level out the bases on both sides, and then we'll start jacking it up. See. All right, I successfully brought it up another 1/2 inch. You can see the one extra board there. So I've got to now bring the base up a little higher, jack it up again, hopefully get another 1/2 inch, and so on and so forth, until I get it up as high as I need it, and or I feel like it's gone up too high, or it's making too many sounds, so I don't feel comfortable and want to let it settle for a while. But this first one was fine. There's no concerns whatsoever. So I'll just bring up the bass a bit more and then. So I got it up by another 1/2 inch, but I had to rejig up the bottom portion because it's getting too high. So I'm going to move that, kind of fill it in a little bit, build it up better, and then try again to get a little closer to the beam. And then I'll start jacking it up again. I would like to, as you can see the level, it's closer. I guess I didn't show the level earlier, but it is a little closer to center, but it's still got, if you see this, that's how it would be level. So you can see how much, that's like a full inch, and that's over 4 feet, and it's 12-foot span, so roughly 3 inches. But yeah, it's gonna take a little. So that's the bubble now. Still not centered, and that's on this side. And I've got it up 5 inches now. So that's quite a significant amount to come up. And then if I check on the other side, bubbles in about the same spot. And once again, came up about 5 inches. So I don't know, I'm gonna give it a break for now. I don't want to give it any more stress or tension. We'll just kind of let it settle in where it's at, and maybe I'll have to leave it here and move on to the other piers and just see if I can bring it up a little more over there, kind of spread the weight out a bit more, because I think that's all I can kind of get here. It's getting to a point where I'm kind of pushing it, and it's not, the jack's just kind of, you can tell it's kind of at its limit. So I'll start doing some of the other piers. We'll see, I might even cut this floor out on this back quarter and start replacing stuff, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for now. All right, I changed my mind. I don't want to stop. What I did is I got some 8-inch screws right here and right here for timber, and I've locked now this beam together. So now when I put the jack on this end and put it on the other end, it should work more like a unified beam instead of two separate entities. So let's see if that helps any. And if not, I'm going to just take a break, think about it. Because as I said, I already went up like 5 inches, but I still need like another 1.5 inches. So we'll see what I can do. I'm wondering if this pier is going down a little bit with all the point loading, but hopefully not. And even if it is, I'll be able to distribute the weight later, as I said before. I'm just going to give this one last try, see if it goes up anymore, and if I can get these shims at least. All right, so that seemed to have worked well, what I just did. What I'm going to do next, probably don't have time today, but I'm going to probably put some 4x4s together, remove all of the shims I have, and just put 4x4s underneath, because the distance, like the height that it's going, is pretty significant. So I might as well just put them all together, put it in, and then shim up from there again. That way I can put some more of that foam gasket down. And it looks like I'm only 1 inch left. So I'm very close to having it all level. I'm 1 inch off. So that's both sides. This one's more like 1.5 inches, but I'm sure if I get it to 1 inch, it'll work out really well. Unfortunately, when I was jacking this one, I kind of skewed and I jacked more on this left side, and it's slightly, instead of it being plumb, it's now twisted over slightly. So next time I jack this, I'm going to jack a little more to this side and hope it kind of straightens itself out. And when I have it jacked up too, if I can get my batteries charged, you can even see the bit of a gap between the two. So you can see that little gap, and that's that twist in the beam. So if I can get all the weight off of it and then maybe tighten up that bottom screw, it might kind of pull itself in. And if I'm putting the weight on the other corner, it should help me get that kind of pulled back together. So next time I do this, I'll do 4x4s under there, then shim, then jack it up on that opposite side and screw it in a little tighter. So I'll take my batteries back with me so that I can charge them. And yeah, that's it for today. So not a whole lot. I didn't really do a whole lot new. I just kind of added shims and tried to jack it up a little further, which succeeded, but I need to do a little bit more 4x4 work. So on Saturday, I did come out here and do a little bit of stuff. I didn't record anything. So I've got reshimmed there with some 4x4s and just a little bit more tough stuff. And then over here, I did try to, because I couldn't get it any higher, like I wasn't able to jack it up any higher. So instead, I just dropped this side down by 1/2 inch, and that's now got the bubble in the center. So level, but it's just in it. So I've got it just level on this side. This side, I just took the joist hanger out completely. And if you look here, it's just level. So it's just within the line. So I'm going to leave it like that. And so next, I'm going to start cutting out this floor, this first quarter. So we'll cut out the floor. We'll put a pony wall going from this end of the post to the foundation wall over here. And then we're going to put another pony wall back here and another one over here. So that's going to be the 3 pony walls that I start with. This is too long of a span for just a typical floor, 14 feet. So I will be putting another one at the 7-foot mark. And I won't do that right away, but I will get to doing that at some point. So patio stones, beams, and I'm just going to cut out this whole floor. All right, well, that's one side open. So 1/2 of the quarter, you can see all along here. I've gotten it right open. Ugh. And then you can also see this is what they use for the sill plate. So it's a large 4x4. Actually, it's a 6x4. So a 6x4 here. Only a tiny bit of moisture and rot here. That's because they've encased it with concrete. So I'll chip off all of this so it's exposed again. And then you can come over here and see the spot that, as we knew, was rotted. And it is very rotted. Put my finger right into it. So once again, I'll chip off this concrete. When we get onto this wall and start replacing it, I'm just going to take a board, come right down along here all the way to the foundation to keep the header up there nice and supported. And then I will cut out this whole section, replace it, and I have a feeling there's going to be, yeah, you can see there's a little more rot past it. There's a little more rot past it. So we'll chisel out this, see how bad it is. We'll support right from the sill up to the top. That'd give the header a nice amount of support. And then we can kind of cut back or see where we had to go back to. We might have to go right to the end. Actually, we definitely had to go to the end. Eh? Well, we'll see. We'll see. This isn't quite the same as the other side. Anyway, won't know until we get further into it. But obviously, this needs to be cut out and replaced. It's just really messy. I'm going to just start doing cleanup. So I'm going to get rid of all that. And then I'm going to clean up this whole area. And then I'll start working on the other side. All right, touch base when... Okay, I got this all cleaned out best I can. Found some interesting things. A bottle with some kind of liquid in it. Broken bottle. A very neon plate. And then these pieces of metal that were tied to a railway sleeper. So a creosote log that was right there. So I got that out of there too. There's another half of one on the other side. but I've done enough that I'm ready to tackle the next side, start cutting it out. So I'm going to take a break, have something to eat, and then I'm going to tackle. All right, I'm part of the way through on this floor. So I still just have to get that section in front of the stairs out and this section over here, but getting really far into it, almost done. So if anyone was ever wondering why there were rodents getting in this house at any point in time, there's an obvious way in. Gigantic gap that goes out to the porch. Well, it used to be the porch, it's now an addition, but there's no proper foundation wall out there, so there's nothing to keep animals from just crawling underneath and then coming up through here. So anyway, that's interesting. I'll have to get some hardware cloth and I'll get a board that fits that and we'll cover it in. But you can even see there's some fresh rodent work there. That's freshly green. So they must have chopped it up and brought it in and used it for some bedding. So there's obviously still rodents kind of enjoying that little space. Anyway, I'm going to keep cutting things up and see how far I get. Well, I finally got the rest of it out. So now it's clean up. So I'm going to spend some time cleaning. I unfortunately will not get to the pony walls today. I'll probably just clean up and I'll head out of here. It's close to like 3 something, and I'll kind of stop at 4, I think. So we'll clean up, and then next time I'm in, I'll start on the pony walls. And it looks like I'm gonna have to dig down quite a bit, like here and over here. There's some mounds, and under the stairs there's a mound. So just to kind of level things out, I'll have to probably dig out some. But cool to see some floating stairs. It's all supported over there, but anyway. Okay, I'm getting very tired, but much cleaner all the way through. I'm going to probably stop here. I've found a bunch of rocks. I'm going to take them outside. And you can see all these, well, maybe you can't. There's a bunch of mounds all over the place. And I think it's when they were digging that big pit down there. They probably just threw it up here. So I'm probably going to have to dig a bunch of this out, because you can see in the other room, well, maybe you can't. Once again, I don't know how mounds are shown here, but it's pretty well flat. So this is nice and flat, whilst this side is all moundy. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to dig out some of these, maybe fill with buckets and just take it outside so that it's a little flatter. Because when I'm done, I'd like it to be that you can actually crawl in the crawl space if needed. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm just gonna clean up a bit and I'm out.